So now we must ask ourselves, well, how will we know when we've succeeded in creating a culture that sustains our growth? When we have an intentional culture that actually supports our goals? Well, typically, culture is measured through employee engagement. How many of you look at employee engagement at your organizations? Okay, so most of the room, right? And the higher the engagement, the better our culture is. I mean, that's what we've been told. Well, I want to challenge that thought because many organizations view employee engagement as this sort of holy grail of workplace performance and productivity, but I think employee engagement is a scam. A lot of companies feel like employee engagement scores act as a sort of report card for the company's culture. The higher your engagement, the better your culture is. Well, employee engagement is supposed to reflect how well the corporation is taking care of its talent, but actually, I think that's a false narrative. So let's break it down. Engagement is defined as the extent to which one's attention or interest is occupied by something. So when we're measuring employee engagement, we're measuring the extent to which the company is occupying the employee's interest and attention. So goes the belief that the more attention the company has to the employee, the higher the engagement, and therefore the more productive they are. Productivity is about output. So what we're really doing is reducing the employee to a tool towards output. Employee engagement is limiting in that it's only measuring the extent to which the employee fits within their role as a worker. It doesn't actually measure the whole person that exists beyond the company. The person who has interests and priorities and hobbies and a family and a life. You know, before employee engagement became so popular in the 1990s, we used to measure job satisfaction. At least when companies were measuring job satisfaction, they were asking the extent to which the person felt satisfied about the job. It positioned the employee as the judge, and their satisfaction or their happiness was the goal. Now, the employee's happiness is no longer the goal. The goal is their attention, so that we can have their output. So, let me suggest another way of thinking about this. What if it's time to abandon the antiquated notion of employee engagement and move towards a new measurement, which I'm going to be calling employee fulfillment. Fulfillment is defined as satisfaction or happiness as a result of fully developing one's abilities or character. Employee fulfillment puts the human first again. It asks, to what extent are you fully developed in your abilities and your character? Do you feel whole? Can you feel whole here? Reach for that goal, and employee turnover will plummet. And you will have a loyal workforce, a fulfilled workforce that has employees that are driven to succeed over the long haul with you and towards your goals. Creating a culture that puts employee fulfillment first is going to be a culture that ultimately supports your strategy beyond any other.